which just want to get your quick thoughts here. Austin Butler has officially been cast as Patrick Bateman in the Luca Guadagnino American Psycho remake that is being done over at, let's see if I can scroll. Is it A24? Lionsgate. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So over at Lionsgate. So what are your thoughts on this? Austin Butler as Patrick Bateman, but also it's American Psycho through the eyes of Luca Guadagnino. Could be pretty crazy. What are your thoughts overall on this movie happening and Austin Butler being the pick?
I'm excited. Well, I shouldn't say excited. I like American Psycho. I know you're a big American Psycho fan, if I recall correctly. Mm-hmm. I've only seen it once. I liked it. I'll definitely check it out. Austin Butler's a great actor, but I will say Luke Guadagnino, he's really on a heater, it seems.
Yeah,
like he went.
Bro makes somebody said Bro makes a movie every 7 months.
Yeah, Bones really and All, real. Challengers, Queer, and now this. He's just keeps making money. Is that? Whoa! I don't think Austin Butler is that.
Oh, right. I didn't even think about the fact you can see this. Yeah, you can see this too. Yeah, I just don't think Austin Butler is that talented in general. That's going to be pretty crazy coming at these two guys. I think for me, I know I had a revisit and a absolute re-falling in love with the movie Elvis.
I was just thinking
ago. And honestly, it gets better every time I see it. Mm-hmm. And I really like The Whale. And I think for so many reasons, Brendan Fraser deserved to win that. But man, if there was ever a year where they could give out two for very different reasons, Austin Butler 100% deserved that Oscar win for Elvis. I mean,
did you watch The Bike Riders or no? I didn't.
No, I didn't, but I heard
mixed things. So I was kind of like, oh.
It's still on the watch list, but it's on the bottom of the watch list.
I'm very interested to see how he is in Heat 2. You've heard me. I've complained before. He's playing Val Kilmer's character.
Yeah.
Chris's story in that book, it's like the worst part of the book for me. So boring. Mm-hmm. Did not care one lick. So I will be interested to see how he carries that role throughout that movie.
Do you think Heat 2? Is it like super long?
It's probably like 300 pages or so.
Okay, because I was going to say, do you think just by its nature of being a movie, just having to trim out so much, do you think like that might help it, or do you think it's like
I just think
losing detail?
If I'm thinking of Heat 1, what do I like to watch them? Obviously, Val, like that trio mainly in that movie.
Yeah,
Pacino, De Niro, and Val Kilmer are all great. But the relationship I care the most about and the people I want to see the most on screen are Pacino and De Niro in those characters.
Yeah.
So honestly, when it comes to, Chris as a character, I just wasn't that interested.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I've said about Heat 2, the book, like I was so much more interested when it would, because I believe Al Pacino's when it's in his kind of headspace, it's previously, I want to say, or it's like a flashback. I forget, or no, it's probably forward. But anyway, his parts of the book I enjoyed way more than the parts with Chris.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll be excited to see how that goes, if that goes. Just because obviously Ferrari, pretty big calamity. And I'm not just talking about what the movie's about. One thing, Shannon in the chat says, I just worry the same thing will happen to American Psycho that happened to The Crow. Yeah, well, I mean, The Crow is a different story, only in that The Crow had about a dozen false starts before it happened. It was about a dozen people fully cast, not just like, oh, we're looking at this person. It was going to be Bradley Cooper for 2 years. Then it was going to be Jason Momoa for 2 years. Then it was going to be this person or that person. And all through the 2010s, the Crow reboot has been literally kicked around like Hollywood, with different teams and stuff. So with that, I don't think you can blame that on Bill Skarsgård. Not saying that you are blaming it on Bill Skarsgård, especially with what you said about Nosferatu. But I don't think you can blame it on Bill Skarsgård, and I don't think you can expect the same from this, only because Luca Guadagnino, I mean, that guy, when he wants to make something, he knows how he wants to make it. And like you said, I am a big American Psycho guy. And the last thing I'll say on this is I'm excited for this. I'm excited I was excited before Austin Butler got cast. I was like, I think if anybody's going to bring something new to it, it could be Luca. And I think if I'm going to see somebody in the exact role, I was excited about, not that it had to be, but I was just excited that maybe you could go with a different race. And people were like, well, the whole point is that it's about, part of it's is white privilege. And I'm like, yeah, but if you take out the white privilege, the murdering is still kind of interesting. That's, it's like you can do that with kind of any race. But if we are obviously in Austin Butler going with the traditional Patrick Bateman type, I think Austin Butler with the slick back hair, Elvis kind of a nice guy, Fade Routh is kind of a freak. This will be a nice turn for him, I think, playing kind of a normal person heel, that's not this crazy bigger than life character in Dune. So I'm kind of interested. I wouldn't say I'm excited, but I'm kind of interested. Let's say that.